Moments in the intricate tapestry of existence, when time seems to fold in upon itself, when the veil between the natural world and the spiritual realm becomes so thin that it is almost transparent. We often move through our days, assuming that one 24-hour period is exactly like the next, governed only by the rising and setting of the sun or the ticking of a clock. But you, with your heightened sensitivity and your spirit that is attuned to frequencies others cannot hear, know that this is not true. You know that there are days marked by heaven, dates engraved in the spiritual calendar that carry a weight and a potential far beyond the ordinary. January 13th is one of those days. This is not a random alignment of hours. It is a divine checkpoint, a moment of convergence where a specific call is being issued from the heart of the Creator directly to you. It is a summons that does not come with fanfare or thunder, but with a knowing, a deep and resonant vibration in your soul that says something significant is about to happen, and you are the catalyst. This message is not for the masses who walk through life asleep. It is for the few, the chosen ones, who understand that their lives are not their own, but are instruments of a higher will. The premise of this day is urgent. God has issued a mandate, a command that is as clear as it is critical. You are to help a specific person. Do not wait. This is not a suggestion to be kind in general terms, nor is it a vague encouragement to be a good neighbor. It is a precision strike of compassion. There is someone in your orbit, perhaps closer than you realize, who is teetering on the edge of a precipice. They are running on fumes, their spiritual and emotional reserves completely exhausted, and they have reached a point where they can no longer hold up the sky on their own. They are praying for a miracle, but God does not always send angels with wings. Most of the time, He sends people with open hearts. He sends you. If you have felt a stirring in your spirit recently, a sense that you are being prepared for something you cannot yet see, or if you are ready to walk fully into your purpose as a vessel of light, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and join this community of seekers. Together we navigate the deeper waters of faith and awareness, supporting one another as we answer the call. The urgency of January 13th lies in the nature of the crisis this person is facing. It is a silent crisis. We live in a world that applauds the loud and the visible, but the deepest pain is often the quietest. The person God is highlighting to you right now is likely not the one screaming for attention. They are not posting their despair on social media or making a scene in public. In fact, they might be the person who smiles the brightest, the one who is always asking how you are doing, the one who seems to be the pillar of strength for everyone else. But inside, the foundation is crumbling. They are fighting a battle that has drained them of their hope, and they have begun to believe the lie that they are entirely alone and forgotten by God. This is where you come in. You have been appointed for this specific date to break that lie. Your intervention, whether it is a word, a gift, a presence, or a prayer, is the evidence they need that God is still watching. Consider the ocean. On the surface, the waves might be rhythmic and predictable, giving no indication of the turbulence or the depth below. A person can be like that ocean, vast, composed, and seemingly unshakable on the surface, while deep currents of anxiety, sorrow, or lack are pulling them under. You are being called to look past the surface. This is one of the primary signs of a chosen one, the ability to see what is hidden. Over the last few days, has a specific name or face repeatedly come to your mind? Have you found yourself thinking of someone you haven't spoken to in months, or perhaps feeling a sudden wave of heaviness when you look at a particular friend or family member? Do not dismiss these intrusive thoughts as random firing of neurons. In the economy of the spirit, there are no coincidences. These are prompts. They are the spiritual equivalent of a notification on your phone, alerting you that someone connected to your destiny is in the red zone. It is vital to understand that this mandate is not just about charity. It is about spiritual warfare and alignment. When a soul is on the brink of giving up, darkness gathers. Despair is a heavy fog that blinds people to their own future. By stepping in on January 13th, you are essentially standing in the gap. You are bringing a lantern into a dark room. The person you are called to help may be dealing with a financial collapse that they are too ashamed to mention, a health scare they are facing in secret, or a relational heartbreak that has left them feeling worthless. Whatever the battle, they have reached the limit of their human endurance. If you have ever felt that you were drowning, only to have a hand reach down and pull you up at the very last second, you know the power of this moment. Now, you are the hand. As we delve deeper into this mystery, I want you to pause and reflect on your own intuition. Is there a face that appears in your mind's eye right now? If there is, do not second-guess it. I encourage you to like this video as a way of affirming your readiness to listen to that inner voice, and let us know in the comments if you have ever experienced a strong telepathic nudging to check on someone who turned out to be in desperate need. Your experiences validate the reality of this spiritual network. The timing of January 13th is significant because it represents a kairos moment. In ancient Greek, there are two words for time: chronos, which is sequential, ticking time, and kairos, which is an indeterminate moment of time in which something special happens. It is God's time. Kairos moments are windows of opportunity that open and close. If you delay, the window shuts. The person you are meant to help is in a kairos window of vulnerability. If you wait until next week, the damage may be done. The despair may have taken root. The opportunity to be the miracle may have passed. This is why the command is, don't wait. Procrastination is the enemy of obedience. We often delay because we feel we aren't ready, or we don't have enough resources, or we are afraid of being awkward. But the mountain does not ask the wind for permission to stand. It simply is. You do not need to be perfect to be used. You simply need to be available. There is a profound spiritual law at work here, one that directly impacts your own life. We often view helping others as a sacrifice, a depletion of our own resources. But in the kingdom, the dynamic is different. It is the dynamic of the seed. When you sow into the life of another, especially when it is inconvenient or difficult for you, you are unlocking a harvest in your own life. Many of you watching this have been contending for your own breakthroughs. You have been praying for a shift in your career, for healing in your body, or for restoration in your family. You have knocked on the doors of heaven, and it feels like they have remained shut. But here is the secret that is often overlooked. Sometimes your breakthrough is tied to someone else's. The blockage in your life may not be removed by more striving or more worrying, but by an act of radical obedience in serving another. By helping this person on January 13th, you are demonstrating to the universe that you trust in the flow of abundance. You are saying, I have enough to give, therefore I have enough. This shifts your vibration from lack to abundance. It signals to the spiritual realm that you are a trusted steward of blessings. If God can get a blessing through you, He will get a blessing to you. The person you are commanded to help is the key that turns the lock of your own stagnation. It is a divine setup. God is answering their prayer through you, and in doing so, He is answering your prayer through the act of obedience. Let's talk about the causes, why this is happening now. The world is currently under immense pressure. Collective anxiety is high, and spiritual attacks on the minds of God's people are intensifying. The enemy of our souls knows that if he can isolate people, he can defeat them. Isolation is the breeding ground for defeat. The strategy of darkness is to make this person feel completely cut off, to whisper that no one cares, that their existence doesn't matter. When you reach out, you shatter that isolation. You prove the enemy wrong. You become a tangible representative of God's omnipresence. You are the evidence that they are seen. But how do you identify them if they are hiding? You must use your spiritual discernment. Look for the changes in pattern. Is there someone who is usually very communicative who has gone silent? Is there someone who has stopped showing up to gatherings? Or perhaps look for the subtle cracks in the mask, a lingering sadness in the eyes after the laughter stops, a vague comment about being tired that feels heavier than just physical fatigue. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will be very specific. You might be driving and suddenly feel an urge to turn down a specific street or to call a specific number. Do not rationalize these urges away. The logical mind wants data. The spiritual heart deals in revelation. I wonder, have you ever ignored a prompt like this and regretted it later? Or perhaps you acted on one and found it changed everything. These stories are powerful. Share with us in the comments if you've ever had a God wink where you reached out to someone just in the nick of time. Your testimony could embolden someone else to take action today. The path of awakening involves realizing that we are all connected in a vast, invisible web of consciousness. When one strand vibrates with pain, the whole web feels it. As a chosen one, you are more sensitive to these vibrations. You feel the collective heaviness. Instead of letting it overwhelm you, use it as a compass. Follow the feeling of compassion. Compassion is not just an emotion, it is a guidance system. It points you toward where your light is needed most. Now, let us address the practical side of this mandate. What does helping look like? Do not let the magnitude of the word paralyze you. You might think, I don't have thousands of dollars to give, or I am not a therapist, I can't fix their problems. God is not asking you to be their savior. He is asking you to be their brother or sister. Help comes in many forms. For some, it might indeed be financial, a sudden gift to pay a bill that is keeping them awake at night. If you have the means and the prompting, release it. Money is simply energy, and hoarding it when it is meant to flow causes spiritual constipation. But for many others, the help needed is emotional and spiritual. It might be a phone call where you simply listen without trying to offer cliches. It might be a text message that says, "You were heavy on my heart today, and I just want you to know you are loved and valuable." It might be inviting them for coffee and looking them in the eye, creating a safe space for them to unload the burden they have been carrying. It could be offering to watch their children for a few hours so they can sleep. It could be a fervent prayer prayed over them in person, breaking the chains of oppression that are binding their mind. Do not underestimate the power of presence. In a world of digital distance, physical or genuine vocal presence is a rare and healing balm. The danger of waiting is that the enemy is also working. There is a race for this person's soul. Despair is persuasive. It argues with logic. It lists all the reasons why giving up is the only rational option. Your intervention disrupts that internal monologue. When you reach out, you introduce a new variable into their equation. You remind them that the story is not over. You bring the energy of a new chapter. This brings us to a deeper truth about your own journey. Many chosen ones suffer from a sense of waiting for their purpose to fully manifest, waiting for their tribe to find them. By acting on January 13th, you stop waiting and start moving. You activate your purpose. Your purpose is not a destination you arrive at. It is a way you walk. Every time you obey a divine command to love, you are walking in your purpose. You are actualizing your identity. You are not just someone who knows spiritual truths. You are someone who lives them. Think about the concept of the lighthouse. The lighthouse does not run around the island looking for boats to save. It stands firm and shines its light. But there are times when the keeper of the light must sound the foghorn. This is a foghorn moment. You are sending a signal through the mist. The person you are helping is likely disoriented, unable to see the shore. Your action is the sound that guides them home. If this message is resonating with your spirit, if you feel the weight of truth in these words, I invite you to turn on the notification bell. We are building a legion of light bearers who are ready to respond to these spiritual alerts. By staying connected, you ensure that you are always reminded of your higher calling in a world that tries to distract you. Let's go deeper into the causes of this specific timing. Why January 13th? In numerology and biblical symbolism, the number 13 is often misunderstood. While superstition calls it unlucky, in spiritual terms, it can represent rebellion, but also transformation and the disruption of the status quo. It is a number that breaks the cycle of the 12, the perfect order, to introduce a new element. This person needs a disruption. They need their cycle of despair to be broken. You are the agent of that positive disruption. You are the anomaly in their bleak routine. Furthermore, we are in a season of new beginnings, being early in the year. But for many, the new year has not brought new hope. It has only highlighted old wounds. The pressure to start fresh can be crushing when you feel stuck in the mud. By reaching out now, you are helping them actually enter the new season. You are helping them cross the threshold. You are the bridge. There is also a warning here. If you feel the prompt and you suppress it, you create a hardening in your own heart. Disobedience is not just a missed opportunity. It is a callus that forms over your spiritual sensitivity. The more you ignore the nudges, the fainter they become. Eventually, you stop hearing them altogether. This is a dangerous place for a chosen one to be. It leads to spiritual dryness and a sense of disconnection from source. On the other hand, obedience brings fluidity. It brings a rush of the spirit. When you act, you feel God's pleasure. There is no feeling in the world comparable to knowing you have been God's hands and feet. It is a high that is holy and pure. Consider the story of the Good Samaritan. The religious leaders passed by the wounded man. They had titles, they had knowledge, they had positions, but they did not have compassion in action. They were too busy, too important, or too afraid of ritual impurity. The Samaritan, who was an outsider, was the one who stopped. He used his own oil, his own wine, his own animal, and his own money to restore the stranger. Jesus highlighted him as the example of true neighborliness. On January 13th, do not be the religious leader who is too busy with their own spiritual life to notice the bleeding soul on the side of the road. Be the Samaritan. Stop. Pour in the oil and wine. Pay the price. The reward is far greater than the cost. It is possible that the person you are called to help is someone who has hurt you in the past. This is a challenging word, but a necessary one. Sometimes God commands us to show mercy to our enemies or to those who have disappointed us. This breaks the cycle of karma and judgment. It releases you from bitterness and releases them from guilt. It is a supreme act of spiritual maturity. If the face that popped into your mind is someone you have a conflict with, pay double attention. This could be the moment of reconciliation that frees you both. As we move toward the path of awakening, understand that this act is a form of alchemy. You are transmuting pain into love. You are taking the leaden weight of someone's despair and through the touch of your kindness, turning it into golden hope. This is the true work of the magician, the sage, the chosen one. It is not about bending spoons. It is about bending the trajectory of a human life toward the light. I'd love to hear from you. What is the biggest barrier you face when you feel called to help someone? Is it fear of rejection? Is it a lack of resources? Or is it simply being too busy? Share your struggles in the comments. Being honest about our barriers is the first step to dismantling them. Imagine the ripple effect. If you help this one person, they may gain the strength to keep going. They might then be there for their children or their partner or their community. They might create art that heals others or build a business that employs others. You never know what hangs in the balance of this one life. By saving one, you could be saving a multitude. This is the butterfly effect of the kingdom. A single wing beat of compassion can cause a hurricane of grace on the other side of the world. So, as January 13th unfolds, keep your spiritual antenna up. Watch for the signs. Listen for the whisper. Do not analyze it to death. The mind analyzes, the spirit knows. If you feel the pull, follow it. Pick up the phone, write the letter, send the gift, drive to their house. Do it afraid if you have to. Do it with trembling hands if you must. But do it. The outcome is not your responsibility. The obedience is. You cannot control how they receive it. They might break down in tears, or they might be stoic. They might thank you profusely, or they might be too stunned to speak. It does not matter. You have delivered the message. You have completed the circuit. You have allowed the energy of God to flow through you. And remember the promise attached to this command. Give, and it will be given to you. This is not a transactional bribe. It is a description of how the universe works. When you clear the channel for someone else, you clear it for yourself. You might find that shortly after you help this person, the phone rings with the news you have been waiting for. You might find that the anxiety that has plagued you suddenly lifts. You might find a new clarity and peace settling over your home. God is no man's debtor. He sees in secret and he rewards openly. As we prepare to close this transmission, I want you to visualize the person you are going to help. See them surrounded by light. See the burden lifting off their shoulders. See them smiling with genuine joy. Hold that image. Now, see yourself standing with them, connected by a cord of golden light. You are part of the same body. You are leaves on the same tree. If this video has confirmed what you were already feeling, or if it has awakened a new urgency in you, please share it with others who might also be chosen ones. We are waking up the army of love. The world needs us to be active, not passive. Let this January 13th be a day you look back on as a turning point. A day when you didn't just exist, but you truly lived for a purpose higher than yourself. A day when you became the answer to a prayer. May you have the courage to act. May your eyes be open to see the invisible tears. May your ears be tuned to the silent cries. And may your hands be swift to bring healing. You are chosen for this. You are equipped for this. You are ready. Go now and be the miracle. The sun sets on every day, but the light you kindle in a human soul can burn for eternity. The shadows are lengthening and the time is short. The command has been given. The person is waiting. The heavens are watching. But peace is not merely the absence of conflict. It is the presence of a higher power within the chaos. As you step out to fulfill this mission, you must understand the terrain that lies ahead. The path of the chosen one is not a straight line of endless victories. It is a spiral of ascent, and with every level of elevation, there comes a new test of gravity. When you decide to be the light in a darkened room, do not be surprised if the shadows seem to lengthen before they disappear. This is a fundamental law of spiritual physics. The moment you declare your intention to serve, to heal, and to grow, the old patterns of your life will rise up to challenge you. They are not there to stop you. They are there to verify your resolve. You may find that immediately after you extend kindness to the person we spoke of, a sudden wave of fatigue hits you. Or perhaps a sudden irrational doubt creeps into your mind, whispering that your efforts are meaningless, that people never change, or that you are being taken advantage of. This is not the truth speaking. This is the ego fighting for its survival. The ego loves separation, conflict, and being right. The spirit loves connection, peace, and being kind. When you choose the spirit, the ego throws a tantrum. Recognize this resistance for what it is. It is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. If you were walking the wrong way, the wind would be at your back. It is only when you turn to face the mountain that you feel the force of the gale. I invite you to pause and reflect on your own history. Have you ever experienced a spiritual hangover, a moment where, right after a profound insight or a good deed, you felt an inexplicable drop in your mood or energy? If this resonates with you, let us know in the comments. Write, "I have felt the resistance," so we can see how common this battle truly is. It helps to know you are not the only one facing the headwinds of transformation. This resistance often manifests in your relationships as well. As you vibrate at a higher frequency, You may notice that certain people in your life naturally drift away. This can be painful, and it often triggers a deep sense of abandonment or confusion. You might wonder if you're doing something wrong. But the reality is that you are simply changing the station. Those who are committed to remaining on the old frequency can no longer hear you clearly, and you can no longer resonate with them. It is not a judgment on their worth. It is a matter of alignment. You cannot carry everyone on your back. You can love them, you can pray for them, and you can wish them well, but you cannot slow down your evolution to make them comfortable in their stagnation. There is a profound lesson in the way a lobster grows. As it expands, its shell becomes confining, tight, and uncomfortable. To grow, it must retreat under a rock, cast off its old shell, and expose its soft, vulnerable body to the ocean while a new, larger shell forms. During this transition, it is defenseless, it is in the dark, it is alone. If the lobster did not feel the discomfort of the tight shell, it would never take the risk to grow, and it would die restricted. Your discomfort, your loneliness, and your feeling of not fitting in are the pressure of the old shell. You are in the process of molting. Do not run from the vulnerability. It is the precursor to your new strength. If you are finding value in this deep dive into the reality of the spiritual path, consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a community of souls who are brave enough to shed the old shell and grow into their true potential. This journey also requires a mastery of your own energy economy. One of the greatest traps for the chosen one is the savior complex, the belief that you must fix every broken thing you see. But there is a difference between being a conduit of light and being a battery that drains itself dry. A conduit stays open, allowing the infinite source to flow through it. A battery tries to give from its own limited supply. When you try to help from your own egoic need to be the hero, you will burn out. You will become resentful. You will start keeping score. True service flows from an overflow of spirit, not a deficit of self-worth. You must learn to discern who is ready to receive and who is not. As the ancient wisdom says, do not cast your pearls before those who cannot appreciate their value, lest they trample them and turn to tear you. This sounds harsh to the unawakened ear, but it is the height of compassion. Giving someone wisdom or energy they are not ready to handle is not helpful. It is destructive. It is like pouring high-voltage electricity into a wire that is not rated for it. You will blow the fuse. Part of your awakening is developing the spiritual sight to know when to speak and when to remain silent, when to act and when to wait, when to step in and when to let someone learn their own lesson. This discernment extends to how you treat yourself. The body is the temple of the spirit, yet so many of us neglect the temple while trying to do the work of the spirit. You cannot transmit a clear signal if the antenna is broken. Your nervous system is the hardware that processes the software of consciousness. If you are constantly overstimulated, sleep-deprived, and fueled by artificial stimulants, you cannot hold the high frequency of the chosen one for long. You will crash. Taking care of your physical vessel is not vanity, it is stewardship. It is respecting the instrument God has given you to play your part in the symphony of life. I'm curious about your own toolkit for maintenance. What is the one non-negotiable practice you use to protect your energy? Is it a morning walk, meditation, turning off your phone after 8 p.m., or perhaps a creative hobby? Share your energy shield in the comments below. Your technique might be the exact solution someone else has been looking for. As we go deeper, we must address the concept of the watcher. To navigate the storms of life without drowning, you must learn to stand on the deck of the ship rather than being tossed around in the waves. The watcher is that part of you that observes your emotions without becoming them. It is the consciousness that notices, I am feeling anger right now, rather than screaming, I am angry. This subtle shift in language represents a massive shift in power. When you are the watcher, you create a gap between the stimulus and your response. In that gap lies your freedom. In that gap, You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a creator of reality. Developing this witness consciousness takes practice. It is like building a muscle. At first you will forget. You will get swept away by the drama of the day, the rude comment from a coworker or the traffic jam. But then you will remember. You will pull back. You will take a breath. You will return to the seat of the observer. And each time you do this, you reclaim your power. You stop leaking energy into things that do not matter. You begin to accumulate a reservoir of spiritual power that can be used for your true purpose. This purpose is often far grander than your mind can conceive. We tend to look for our purpose in job titles or social roles. We think, my purpose is to be a writer, or my purpose is to be a mother. These are roles, and they are beautiful, but they are not your essence. Your purpose is to bring the frequency of the divine into the material world. You are a bridge between heaven and earth. You